Hey guys, Coach Daniel Hammer at Tennis here, and we've had a lot of good questions about the mechanics on the backhand side. And so we've done a lot of videos on the forehand side, but we're going to take a look in this video at our backhand. In particular, we're going to look at the one-handed backhand in this video. And so if you haven't seen the dual plane video, click on the card in the corner here. That'll take you to the dual plane video, and you can watch how we break down that the swing uses what we teach, the racket plane and then the shoulder plane. Well, on the one-handed backhand, you have the same principle. And in fact, this is probably the #1 problem area that I see in most one-handed backhands when I'm looking at different players and students who are hitting one-handed backhands. They tend to take the racket across too quickly. So instead of keeping their racket over here on the racket plane, they have a tendency to swing in a flat path again. So they flatten the plane out instead of keeping the plane over here. And so what we're going to want to do is on the one-handed backhand, same thing. So we've got our racket plane is now going to be on the left side of our body. And so the racket is going to be swinging over here. And so the key is you want to think down and up. And so if you can keep that racket over in the racket plane, you're going to hit the ball more on line. And so a lot of you are going to cross because you see players finishing, it looks like this. But again, what's happening is they're setting the racket over in the racket plane, dropping down and going up. But as my shoulders turn, my shoulders are going to force the racket across my body, and so it makes this finish that looks like this. Next time you go out to hit a one-handed backhand, try to keep the racket over in the racket plane. We're going to step in now with our right foot. And so now the rotation, the center of our shoulder plane is going to be more on the front foot. It's going to be more on our front foot. So on our forehand, it's our spine in the center. But on our backhand, we're going to turn the front foot into our rotational point. And so as I'm swinging up, my shoulders are going to open up, and that's going to force the racket over here. So work on that, and that's going to help keep that racket on plane, and you're going to hit some better shots. All right, and so you can see as we're hitting our backhand, the first thing that we do is when we set and we step, as we turn just a little bit more, the racket's going to drop back. But notice my hand is what matters. My hand is out in the plane. And so if the racket head drops back a little bit, that's okay. But as long as my hand stays out here, then that's going to turn as my shoulders come through. So I want to make sure I'm not reaching back behind. I want to keep my hands out to the left. But as my shoulders turn a little bit, it's going to keep, the racket's going to go back a little bit. But again, there's that spacing and my hands are out to the left. And so the grip that I'm using in this is continental grip. Some of you will have a straight knuckle grip, but if you look, a lot of the better one-handers, they have more of a volley diagonal knuckle grip. And so that allows my racket to set into the plane as I reach across my body. When I have that straight knuckle grip, what happens is I have to turn a lot more, my shoulders have to get a lot more parallel. This allows me to stay turned more if I have the continental grip. And so then I can hit, and in my mind I'm trying to go up, trying to go right up the plane. And sometimes I might even hit the ball that way. But if I turn, that racket's going to finish over on the left side or on the right side of my body here. And so I'm going to try to stay in that plane the whole time, but as my shoulders rotate, it's going to push that racket over there. So avoid trying to swing around. If you swing around like this, your backhand is going to have all kinds of problems. You're going to mishit it. You're going to spray the ball. It's going to be very weak. We want to try to catch the ball in front off of our right leg and go right up the plane. And so work on that so that way you can hammer your backhand.